And now in business, despite Nigeria's long-running challenge in making more money than it spends, the federal government has for the first time surpassed the 1 trillion naira independent revenue mark in November 2021. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning made this known on Wednesday during a public presentation of the 2022 approved budget in Abuja. Zainab, however, raised concern over increasing difficulty to ramp up revenue, which results in more borrowings to support government expenditure. Our correspondent Folashade Ogunride tells us more in this report.
Unsurprisingly, revenue generation continues to be a major challenge for the federal government. At this public presentation and breakdown of the highlights of the 2022 budget, the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, disclosed that with an expenditure of 17.13 trillion naira and projected revenue target of 10.7 trillion naira, the country is saddled with over 6 trillion naira as deficit. This figure is higher than what is legally required in the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2007.
The overall deficit is placed at 6.39 trillion for 2022. This represents 3.46% of the gross domestic product. Again, this is 0.46% higher than what has been permitted in the Fiscal Responsibility Act, which is 3%. Again, both the National Assembly, the Executive, as well as Mr. President, have agreed that the economy is still in some form of an emergency and crisis mode, a combination of the impact of recession that we are exiting from, and also the security situation that we have at hand that requires very extensive spending.
Having sunk into hard times, the government has had to make the hard choice of either spending its way out of a recession or maintaining the status quo. Choosing the former has helped the recession exit, but attracted a huge pile of debt.
Just for me to restate that the debt level of the federal government of Nigeria is still within sustainable limits. Borrowings are essentially done for capital expenditure as well as human capital development as specified in the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2007. But having witnessed 2 consecutive economic recessions, we have had to spend our way out of recession, which contributed significantly to the growth of the public debt. It is unlikely that our recovery from each of the past 2 recessions will have been as fast without the sustained government expenditure funded largely by debt.
But the finance minister's promised that the government is resolute in finding a solution to Nigeria's revenue problems. It has developed strategies to revamp revenue growth, majorly through taxation, and blocking revenue leakages, as well as full implementation of the Finance Act of 2021.
There are some other measures contained in the SRGI which are identifying and blocking existing revenue leakages to enhance compliance and reduce tax evasion, leveraging technology and automation, and plugging fiscal drainers like subsidies. Further enhancement measures for independent revenue collection has also been built into the SRGI, and government aims to optimize the operational efficiencies and the revenue generation focus of the government enterprises.
From the presentation of the finance minister, it appears that efforts to make Nigeria a diversified economy are producing results. The overview of the 2021 budget performance reveals that the non-oil sector emerged as a major driver of economic growth in 2021, contributing as much as 90% to the nation's total gross domestic product. Folashade Ogunride, TV 360 News.